Alright, so, today we got a huge announcement for Dead by Daylight for a new character showing up in the game. And it's a character I think a lot of people wanted. That voting list from Dead by Daylight is clear that they really want to put some major characters in there. And one of them got in as a survivor. And that is Alan Wake, from, of course, the Alan Wake games, which I think is kind of... It makes sense because of, well, Alan Wake 2 did so well, and there's still a lot of energy to that game and a lot of synergy, so making him a survivor was a really smart idea. But I kind of thought to myself, I've done a lot of videos talking about like what killers I would like to see in the game. Like I've talked about a few times over of what killer, like what DLC killers I'd like to see, and a lot of them are showing up. It's only a matter of time till we get Candyman, right? Right, Dead by Daylight? He's coming, right? And Pumpkinhead too? They're coming, right? Like, they're gonna show up at some point, right? Like you can do that now, and also, like, since you put Chucky and Tiffany in the game, you can bring in the Leprechaun, right? You can do that now, right? Right? Come on, man, tell me I'm right. Anyway. But I haven't really done a video talking about, like, what survivors I would love to see as guest characters. And there's a few. Like, we always talk about, like, what killers we want in the game, but we never talk about, like, survivors for the game. And that's something, like, I feel like... I've said, like 5 times, like a goddamn California Valley girl. I just realized that. But we've never really... We've never really had a... We haven't really had a lot of talk about the whole thing of survivors. And we've had some really cool survivor guest characters. Obviously, Bill from Left 4 Dead 2. Now we have Wake. We have a few other characters in that, circle. And, well, hell, Laurie Strode is one of them. But we've never really talked about, like, what... and Ash. Obviously, Ash is another one. So, I just kind of thought it would be pretty neat to talk about, like, what survivor guest characters I would love to see. And as always, I'm interested to see what you guys would have to say about the whole thing. So for starting this list, let's talk about some video game characters I think could be kind of cool to see. Since we are already doing Alan Wake, I thought it'd be kind of neat to, like, let's talk about some video game characters that I could see being in this game as survivors. Starting off, we've done a lot with Resident Evil characters, but we've never really... We've done, like, Jill, we've done Ada, we've done... we haven't done Chris yet. I don't think we've done Chris. We've done Leon, and we did Ada. So Chris Redfield would be cool. Ethan would be really neat. We never really get to see his face. So maybe have Ethan Winters from also Resident Evil would be neat in there. I would say... Frank West. That's the guy. Another video game character I would love from Dead Rising. For how much fun would it be to have Frank West back? Since we haven't had a Dead Rising. Let me rephrase that. A good Dead Rising game in a long time. So I think that'd be really cool to have Frank West and utilizing all of his like weapon making skills. Maybe that could help like make the generator get repaired faster, or he can make like just maverick and bullshit his way through to making various tools. That would be a lot of fun. I think Frank West would be a cool survivor to have, and just kind of relive those Dead Rising days. But yeah, for Resident Evil, who we haven't gotten yet, like I said, Chris Redfield, Ethan Winters, and I would say Claire. Claire Redfield would be cool. Yeah, because we got Jill. Yeah, we haven't gotten Claire yet, so Claire would be cool. But if we're going to go still through Capcom, like, horror video games, Frank West. Like, if you were to ask me, like, if we should get Frank West or another Resident Evil game character, no doubt in my mind I would say Frank West first and foremost. As for others, I would say this would be a fun one. And it is kind of a horror game in its own right when you really think about it. Booker from BioShock Infinite. Yeah, it's not as horror themed as the other two games, but Booker does have enough personality than the nameless protagonist you play as in the other two games. But I will say that I think like you can get away with that as well as Rose. Having Booker and Rose as survivors would be really cool. I don't know who you'd have as the killer. We're not talking about that. We're talking about survivors. So Booker would be cool. Trying to think of like who else would be like another good video game character from horror series would be a lot of fun. It's I have blanked on it. But yeah, let's actually talk about some other characters real quick. Like, let's talk about some other, let's give credence to some other characters from outside of video games. Starting off, I think it would be a lot of fun to have some other horror-themed survivors in here, like horror heroes. One would be Roddy Piper's character from They Live as a survivor. Just have it, like, you could have the game trailer of just him, like, walking in and all the other killers are like, huh? And he's like, I have come to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of gum. I know I flubbed that line, but you know what I meant. So, that'd be cool. MacReady, I don't know, but again, you have to run into, like, likenesses. That's why we probably don't get a lot of movie-themed survivors, because it runs into actor likenesses. But my dream one would be MacReady. MacReady would be really cool. But I imagine Kurt Russell's expensive as fuck. However, Childs might not be. So you could get Childs as a survivor, and then again, also, fuck it, Nick fucking Cage is in the game. Okay, Nick Cage is in the game. So maybe you could get R.J. MacReady from Kurt Russell, and you could probably get Childs too. From The Thing. That would be really neat. Another one that would be, because we've had Laurie Strode in the game. I think that she's still in the game. Another one would be a lot of fun is to have Sam Loomis as a survivor. Sam Loomis did carry as the horror hero alongside Laurie and was in this very integral to the Halloween franchise. So I think it would be really cool that Donald Pleasant's estate willing, Loomis would be a really good addition to that universe, to the Dead by Daylight universe. Who else did I have in mind? Would it be so hard to get Neve Campbell? Can we have Sidney? I would love to have Sidney Prescott, Dewey, and and Courtney's character in there too. Have the Scream since Scream 7's dead in the water. Let's bring back Neve Campbell and bring like Neve Campbell and Sidney Prescott and Dewey back for the game, and also bring back Allison. That'd be like have the original crew back since we have Ghostface in the game. Let's just go all out and have some fun with those characters. As survivors. They're a likable group. I think you could do a lot of cool special abilities with Sidney, as well as have Dewey in there. Have him, like, when the light goes on, he, like, screams. Plus, you could get them to voice the character. How much fun would that be? Another one I think would be really cool, since we've had Ellen Ripley, Bishop. Bishop would be a really cool survivor. And plus, I don't think it'd be that hard to get Lance Henriksen. Another character, if we're going to go by like another alien survivor, would be a lot of fun in here. How about we get Hicks? Let's get Hicks in the game too. I would love to have Hicks in the game. As for another one, I know a lot of people want Predator in the game, but since there is a Predator video game, I don't think Disney's going to allow them to do some cross-promotion. So I would say Dutch, so I don't think that's going to happen. But if we ever get a Terminator, if we ever get Terminator in the game as a killer, I really want Sarah Connor along with him. that would be awesome to have Sarah Connor as a survivor as well. As well as maybe get Eddie Furlong, Eddie to play, John Connor again. Be neat. Or you can get Robert Patrick as the T-1000 as the killer. That'd be cool too. Or why not both? But yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below what characters would you love to have as survivors in Dead by Daylight? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.